Maybe I've been looking at this whole light roast thing wrong. Let me explain. I always say that light roast is crap because it tastes like tea. And me personally, I don't like tea. You may like tea, whatever, but maybe we have to lean into the skid in order to understand it even more so. So that's kind of like my theory. So this is very lightly roasted, and we're just going to do a quick assessment of what we're trying to do here, okay? We have to wait about 5 minutes for this rooibos tea to actually brew. Okay. So, smells awesome. This is a Colombian coffee that I roasted about a week ago at the expo. So, this is 10 grams in. We're gonna do about 20 grams of, okay, we did 30 grams. My bad. 30 grams of water for bloom. And just for the hell of it, we're gonna do some more coffee. Different light roast, but we're kind of doing something different. Okay. We'll brew this out soon, okay? All right. There we go. About 60 grams in right now. We'll wait a couple of minutes for it to draw down. This is a regular filter. I want the extraction to be a little bit higher. Also, grinded the coffee a lot finer. You'll see why. I'll get there. $90 grams. Pour some more. All right, I think we have another minute or so. This brew actually takes about 5 minutes. I didn't measure out the water, but it's tea, so you can kind of stop it whenever you want to, okay? 146 grams of water in the cup right now. You'll see why that's important. I think we're gonna go ahead and squeeze this out because I think it's long enough, and put the bag over here. And we're gonna pour the last bit of the water for this actual brew, okay? 180 grams of water. So this brew right here is 1 to 18. I normally don't do 1 to 18, but again, it's one of those things to where I'm thinking there's something about this that we can really get down with, understand even more so. Okay, so we're almost finished. I think this one we're gonna take 1 to 14 ratio. All right, our brew is done. As you can see, it's extremely light. It smells great. Coffee always smells great, right? This one's a short bloom, but we're just gonna go ahead and kind of get this going right now. Make sure this is mixed through, okay? And let's stop right there. That's the 1 to 14, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do is actually taste the tea, okay? It's acidic, has a nice floral smell to it, okay? Tastes like tea. Let's do this one. Now we're gonna taste the lightly roasted Colombian coffee. All right. I do want to get a TDS reading of it. Let's taste it. Very similar, not as strong of a strength, but very similar. I think it's just as layered and complex as this rooibos tea. Probably had the bag in there a little bit longer, so I probably over extracted it just a little bit more. Yeah, it tastes like tea. This lightly roasted coffee tastes like tea. It does. All right, so this brew's done. Let's go ahead and taste this one. This is more so like a 1 to 13 ratio. Okay, so it's tasting more like the rooibos tea. Okay, tastes like tea. It really does. It tastes like tea to me. And I think that's the point of it. If lightly roasted coffee tastes like tea, let's lean into it. Let's just experiment with different lightly roasted coffees as they are. Let's see if we can push the extraction, because I think the biggest thing that we can do with all of this is to get that interesting type of flavors, more complexity in flavors when you extract it a lot more. So normally whenever you do like a 1 to 18 ratio, you're pushing about 1.02, 1.05 TDS reading. So hopefully we can get closer to 1.3 ratio, 1.3 reading. And that means that we're more than likely going to be extracting about between 22, 23 to 25 percent extraction. To me right now, this coffee does not taste bitter. So we can probably actually push it a little bit more than what it is. Right now it's 1.43. So we know that we're able to extract lightly roasted coffees. And I think that's where light roast can get interesting. I think if you stay in the realms of the perfect setting of 18 to 22, I don't think it's going to be as good or complex as it can be. I think if we want to rival tea, if lightly roasted coffee is like tea, let's go ahead and see if we can make it interesting. That could be in a roast, that can be in different brew methods, probably play around with the paper filter a little bit more, but those are some of the things that I'm thinking about right now. And I think that's the way that we can actually enjoy light roast. If you or like me, you like a medium and a dark roast. Because if we change that mindset a little bit of saying that if it tastes like tea, we know that coffee can be even more interesting than tea with different variables. Let's lean into that. So what do you think about that? Do you already think about lightly roasted coffee as tea? Do you like tea? How do you go about approaching your coffee that way? Again, I don't really find sweetness in light roast, but we may get there. We may have to just change the way we think about it when it comes to this whole thing. Because me pushing the extraction, getting it to where it needs to be, I think it's going to be more of an interesting type of cup of coffee. Yeah, these two are very similar strength level. But I think what we need to do is keep lightly roasted at a 1:18 ratio, pushing the 23 to 25 extraction ratio. Because if we do that, I think we still won't be able to get as much little to no bitterness, and we'll just see where it goes from here. So this is just something I've just been rolling in my head the past couple of hours, and I do want to share that with you. And we're gonna see where this journey takes us, you know, drinking tea with coffee, if that makes any sense. So this is OK at Everyday Beans signing off. Talk to you later. Bye.